Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show.
I always move to that music.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Listen, everyone, we are excited to have with us none other than Dr. Jody BAER, America's top health foundational health coach. And I am so honored to have you here today. How are you, Dr. Jody?
I am fantastic because I'm with you.
You know what? The last time I talked to you, you were actually doing the presidential wave on an actual float. Tell us how that went.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. My husband didn't burst his buttons because he's a slim thing with his cadet uniform, and it was such an amazing experience to see people go out for America. Now we're going into this holiday, and everybody does this. And how this all came about. And Kim, you're getting a lifetime leadership presidential award. So am I, up in Chateau Elan for our southeastern version. And why does that happen? Why does that happen? Because we serve. I think about your mentor, my recent coach, Les Brown. And you know him far better than I do. When you think that what we have in this world is a group of heart-centered, just spirit-led, and you are spirit-led leaders with a servant's heart. And that's why this happens. See, things just happen, and we do this because when you come from it from others' perspective, that's why you have balance in your life, Kim. That's what I'm ready to do right here and give balance to us all today as we go into the holidays, whether you celebrate them or not. Do you know that people, Kim, gain between 15 and 20 pounds between Halloween and Valentine's Day? 20 pounds.
I can only imagine. And I think it's because everyone gets off of their routine and what we know really could work, because it's been working if you're applying the strategies that you alone share. So right. if people are applying those, we know they work. I know I've lost about 20 or so pounds myself. But Ivan is on me he's throwing away brand new stuff because he's scanned it and it was too many additives. I was like, boy, where is my teriyaki glaze?
It's at those two fruits groups, additive and preservatives. And Ivan and I have this in common. And yes, your boy is in our Healthopedia book.
Let me find that picture. I have to put that up because anytime your son is in a book that you spearheaded as the visionary, I have to find that image. Hold on. Let me see. Right here.
Let's find
proud mom. And
there he is. Fine, young. And he really did, Kim, win the prize. I've got to say one more time. Fewest edits. I thought, what do I need to do with this thing? Like when it's Picasso, you don't do a whole lot. So you really, you've passed the communication gene, at least onto Ivan, and I'm sure your other children and their health. We talk about this. I mean, I have 30,000 clients over my 43 years. I'm honored and blessed to say that we've lost 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat.
Say that again. That's a lot. I mean, that's not a topic just to quickly brush over. How many pounds of toxic
fat? 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat with only a 5% recidivism rate. Why? My people don't yo-yo diet because we don't diet. And the word diet is die. I don't want to die. I want to live. I want to live to full abundance. And you can do this sustainably, simply, and effectively. And you can do it through the holidays too, Kim. So you ready for my 6 tips?
Well, I am definitely ready for the 6 tips. But before we take that, I want to take, if you will, Mackenzie, let's go to the commercial break. And let me see, I'll play it because I know I'm putting you on the spot backstage. But let's actually hear about this Healthopedia retreat from our episode sponsor. And then we're going to hear from her directly with her 6 tips. We'll be right back, everyone, right after this.
Why learn about health? when you can experience it? Experience it in beautiful Florida in February 2024. Join us for 3 days of integrative and intensive health and healing education and empowerment with the expertise of the following Healthopedia author, speaker, and facilitators. The world-renowned homeopath and acupuncture physician, Dr. James Marinakis, 4-decade health coach and holistic nutritionist, Dr. Joe D. BAER, and others such as Kimberly Meredith, Dame Doria Cordova, Rex Sykes, Dr. Gary Sanchez, Jamie Kerr, Serena Brown-Travis, and more. Experience daily morning walking and yoga, interactive participation, panel discussions, and more for your own epiphany of health. Get your tickets now.
I can truthfully say, Kim, that the epiphany of health. I'm just going to flip this back if I can, because now that you've shown what is in Boca, and I can tell your listeners, and your beautiful people that go and are a part of the Kim Jallis Balance Doctor. There are no coincidences.
No.
Found when I found and was attracted to Dr. Jim Marinakis, it was through a mutual client that still uses Sweet and Low. You believe it?
Yeah.
So I mean, there you go. And I can say that the Florida event is an epiphany out of this. When I decided through, as you know, and I've told the story on your other broadcasts, from a 1984 vision, when I was working with the iconic Dr. Hulda Clark, I said, I will pen the Eastern medical version of the PDR. What is a PDR, ladies and gentlemen? It's that red, kind of like the red banner of Kimjacobsinc, that red book that's in every doctor's office when you go into their office to get your blood work or whatever consultation.
Right.
And I found this gold card again in 2021 when I was assisting another client with his son through COVID. They were one in the northeastern states that he was just off the rails. And I know what I learned for my second son. There's something in there. Out pops this gold card. And I'm thinking, maybe it's time. And the time has arrived. You never know what you put on a gold card. Put it on a gold card, something that means so much to you. And then I asked Dr. Jim, who is my mentor and trainer, and he said, I would love to be in the book. I found out later on that people have asked him for 45 years.
Wow.
Why
but
did
he never took the call until that one gold piece of paper that was in your that you could have easily lost. You could have easily lost since 1960 something, but you kept hold to it, as my grandma would say. And it became a reality. That's important from a visionary perspective of being able to write your goals and think about them and put them before you so that they really can become a reality.
I mean, it's the good book says in the Old Testament, you wrote on tablets of stone. Use paper, use your phone, use something. And Kim, and you know that we've been going through this remediation with mold of our house. I thought I had thrown out the gold card. Guess what I found 2 days ago?
What?
That gold card has wings, and it flew back into my office. That is going to get a frame. It's going to be there forever because it is, and it has coffee stains on it. It's kind of yellow, you name it. But it's that thing, as I say, vision to mission. That our mission was our book. 13 countries. We went Amazon bestseller, Kim, as you well know, in 6.5 hours. It took us 6.5 because Amazon shut us down for 2 hours because they thought we were a bot. Why is that important? Because you see, it's the time is now. You have that seam in your vision and mission. You have that seam that you can make a difference with your family during these holiday times that you don't get together much. I will segue into that just for a minute, but I want to say that you can go to drjody.com/upcoming events. I did put it in the private chat, and thank you, so that you can say that you bought a ticket. Why is this important? This price, Dr. Jim, you can put another 5 figures in 3 days that he would spend one-on-one, and the first number is not 1. And he gets it because there are only 5 people in the world, 5, that
Okay.
do what he did, his skill set. And he's right here in Florida. What it's called is the process. Simple, easy, effective. If you are totally healthy, you do this and you will get vitality, you will get energy, which creates in longevity. I said to Dr. Jim, I think that I need to put you in a Speedo and me in a bikini and say, this is what you can have in your 70s. So if you see that post, you make it go viral, because I convinced him of that one as well. But the process is something, if you knew that you could do 5 things that would change
Yes,
your life, would you do this? But
absolutely.
experience it together. And yes, the cost of the event includes all of your meals. Why? Because I want to make sure that it's good food. It's not going to be that teriyaki glaze. Okay. It's not going to be that. All
I
right.
don't even have the teriyaki glaze. It's in the trash, unopened. I'm like, what? Do not just throw my stuff away.
I'll give you the recipe, Kim, on how to make your own, and it's totally natural. Okay.
Okay, I need that today.
So think about the 6 pillars, Kim, and think about spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial. Those 6 pillars are the consistency and the essence of our foundation. Spiritual. I know we agree on this, but what is gratitude? We've
Yes.
said that you played that commercial confidence tones before, because if
Yes,
we stay in fear, and these are some tumultuous times. I mean, really. And how can you bring balance to the world one house at a time? It's your household
that's right.
this holiday. And think about it spiritually, to go in and say, I'm not going to be in fear. It's not going to be depression, any of those downward spirals. Get your back self back. Get your back self back and your front self back into
That's right.
confidence. And then you go up to gratitude. Say, I am in gratitude. Put it in an I am, and go into this time in gratitude. Now, physical, take a walk. Just take a walk to beginning this big feast that you may or may not be doing. The big feast, the big meal, the big undertaking. Just go ahead and have a big feast. A misnomer. Don't go in there hungry. Oh no, 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 no. Have have your green drink, have some juice, have a salad so you feel like you're full. But that walk, see, energy, vitality, longevity. And then go into it after you've done your walk, done a bike ride. I usually swim. That's my deal. But then mind your mental. Mind your mental.
Okay.
Mind your mind. It's
Mind your mind. And someone type that in the comment section. Mind your mind. And taking that walk, I just want to go back for a second. That walk is so important because it gives you more capacity. If you do decide to take on a little bit more, at least you don't feel as guilty because you now took some exercise and incorporated it with it, is what I'm understanding.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And let me tell you something. Do you know that the average meal on this Thursday thing that we do you know it's a whopping 3,600 pounds?
Oh,
So we're gonna get on how can you manage that? I want to come back to the physical before we go into mental. Think about your protein the size of your palm.
okay.
Your palm may be different size than mine. Okay. Then go ahead and have your dressing on the side. Fat should be the size of your thumb.
Hmm.
This is your
As I'm looking at the size of my thumb.
yes. No, no, can't cheat, can't go those nails now. It's just your thumb. No nail. This is your veggie. All right. And keep
Okay.
in mind, if you're doing green beans with mushroom, that's got fat in it. So,
Hmm.
and as you're doing that, it's okay to have sweet potato pie. I'm from the South. Green bean casserole, but you know what? The 10th spoonful is the same as the first.
Okay.
Okay, your potato is the size here. Now you eat your potatoes either first or last because it's
Okay.
food combining. All right. And what if you look at your plate, make sure your different portions don't touch.
They actually have compartmentalized plates. I learned that recently that are on like different places, and you can put the actual appropriate size of food in each of
Oh,
them.
oh, yeah, 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 and our kids, have you ever seen a child when you had your babies? They were in a high chair. Did they
Right.
ever eat all around? No, they ate one thing and then ate the other, and they ate the other. That is
That's
the best way to go. Chew your bites, and like I said, with that pecan pie, the first bite and the 10th bite are just the same. It's about the difference between 800 calories. But enjoy the time mentally, mine your mind. I can come back into this. Mine your mind. Because when you take responsibility for mining your mind, then you're not going to get into somebody else's stuff.
That's
I can
good.
I can truthfully say Jamie Kerr, who will be on your show because he's just amazing. He's going to be our EndNote speaker in Boca from the UK. Young man just got married. He is so wise. And he said, it's about capacity. When
Yes.
you think about your mind, just get a bigger jar. Don't let people's problems mess with you in your mind, in your mental, or your emotional. And as
Good.
he says, in life, I'm not responsible for the whole thing, just my part in it.
That's right.
Just my part in it. So emotionally, and you have such passion, I have such passion, 100% passion, no emotion. You don't have to get caught up. As I said, you're not responsible for the whole thing, just your part in it. And
That's
a
good.
great emotional thing, because I don't talk about religion, I don't talk about personal stuff. That's none of my business, especially having two sons. I don't talk about anything that has to do with politics either. So if you have a little difficulty like this, you know it's a good thing to do? Just put a child in between you at this banquet table because guess what?
That's
They
good.
will talk your ear off and you won't mess up. Okay.
You
They
will
will
stay on track because they're going to have their own agenda and it's
own
not
agenda.
about anything that's adult related.
No, it's you just follow their agenda. So why do you like the color pink? What does it mean to you, Allison? And just go with it. All right.
Right.
And in social, in that pillar, Kim, it's that relationship. As I talk about my book, 21 Days, about you and others, what does real stand for? It is you want it to be with results. You want to go away from thinking this that you had something special happen on this encounter, not that you dread and doubt. And I'm going to get that into that in a minute because it's results with enthusiasm and an attitude. And as Bernie Siegel says, and it's over and over in his Bernie bits, something to snack on, that we put 6 of his in there in every chapter. And he said, if we just did everything in love,
That's
that's what the L stands for, love. It love conquers everything and it gives you a sense of peace. So guess what? You're not going to get in fear, not depression, not going to be that downward spiral. You're going to get, I'm back in gratitude in the spirit. And then F is for finances. I'm sorry to tell you, Kim, do you know that they said the average meal for tomorrow is 75% more in cost than it was last year?
I wonder why that's the case. I didn't research that, so I don't know why that would be the case. Do you know?
I it's just a supply chain, supply and demand.
Right.
I went and got something for Bob and I. That's Bob is my husband. And
Bob is her fantastic husband, y'all.
fantastic. And he said, I said, I just spent $100 on nothing.
I
So,
know.
yeah. So if that's the case, or and we know it, then just be real about it and savor every bite and make sure that there's no leftovers. All right.
That's a good point. Very good.
I mean, if you got to make shepherd's pie and this pie and every pie, I mean, just do it.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I want to come back to is just if somebody is like, you know that needle. Come on, everybody has them. That needle, and they're not real pressing, but they just keep tapping.
Oh yeah.
They just keep tapping. Just breathe. Just go in and breathe. Just 3 times. I said, oh. And usually when you exhale, the breath will get on them. It's your energy. It's always good.
That's some good stuff. If your breath gets on somebody, it's gonna be some positive vibes and energy and synergy, excitement and God's glory all over their lives. So I ask them to breathe often, that's for sure.
Breathe often. 3 is a divine number. Breathe often. And this is the only time that we will have. There's a reason why the present is called the present because
Yes.
it's a gift. Kim, I'm just going to go back to my story. Did Bob and I know that we would be out of our home for 10 and a half months
Mm, mm,
after
mm.
Hurricane Ian? It's been a trip. It has been a trip. And you know what we're going to do for this 4 days?
What?
I got our bed together. I got that, and we got our closet together
Thank you.
because the insurance company has most unfortunately cut off any rest of insurance money, even though we pay our premiums. just the way it is. So I could get aggravated and depressed and frustrated, whatever. That's not going to do. Staying in gratitude. Put together our bed. I'm going to send you a picture of this bed. Let me tell you something. I've never been so happy to sleep in a bed, in my own bed again. And I told Bob, we're going to stay here. We're just going to keep working and inching our house. Why? Because the present is the present. Why?
Yeah.
Because a gift. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, whatever's going on in your life, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful followers in the Kim Jacobs Show, the present is a present because it's a gift. Savor each moment, savor each bite, savor each relationship, savor the money that somebody spent on the meal because they loved you. Savor your mind, but savor the gratitude from our creator of all. So we bring it all together in 6 pillars of health. And you will say, I promise you, then take a walk after the meal. Take a walk again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And take a walk and say, you know what? I've always said to my sons, ever since they were little, they had to get up and say, it's going to be a great day, mommy.
It's going to be a great day. Today,
Great
we're
day.
going to make it a
It's
great
going to be
day.
a great day, a great
Yeah.
day. And I remember my oldest son when he said, I'm having a bad day. You know what I did, Kim? He was
What?
7. I put him back in the bed. He had to stay there the whole day. He didn't go to school because I said, you already decided before you went out, this is going to be a
Yeah.
bad day. Then you just had that bad day thinking about your bad day. And he never said it again.
Look at how God works through a parent, leading by example of what we need to be able to do. Dr. Jody, listen, when we come back, I want to play your other commercial and I'll play it, Mackenzie, but Mackenzie's backstage helping me. But I want to play that commercial of yours and then come right back and get a closing comment and how people can actually stay connected with you. Is that okay?
Beautiful, beautiful. Balance, doctor.
All right, we'll be right back, everyone. Let me play this commercial. We'll be right back.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work with Hunter and Everett. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
All right, everyone, we are back. And again, our episode sponsor today is Dr. Jody BAER. Thank you so much during this holiday season for coming out and just taking a moment to share some very helpful tips, the 6 pillars of health. And I do encourage all of you all to go ahead and be a game changer. And it's going to be relaxing. You're going to get a chance to do daily walks. You're going to get some education from the panelists that will be speaking. And you're going to hear from Dr. Jody BAER herself. Even though I know she always pushes everyone else forward, I'm honored to be able to say that she's going to be the visionary behind this Healthopedia. This is like an encyclopedia of health, everyone. Do not take this for granted that we have Healthopedia that's on the market now that you can go and get access to. How do they stay connected with you, Dr. Jody?
Well, we've got the number right. My dyslexia didn't kick in this time. It's 800-820-0584. You can always go to drjody.com. The information on Healthopedia is there. Florida, it's right there. You can register. I will say too, because of what has gone on with finances right now, Kim, we have a company that if you desire to go, but you'd like it on payments, it's funded by contract. And qualified participants can get a 7% APR. So it's a really, yes. And we have to talk about that even for your consulting. It's really been a game changer as well, because we want to make it so that people can come and yeah, I'm going to say one other ad. We do have a Healthopedia 2.0, and it's the essence of a woman. We have 10 more spots for our 40. There are going to be 37 women and 3 great men, Dr. Jim, Dr. Gary Sanchez, who's got an absolute house full of estrogen, including a woman that he's been married to his beautiful wife for 38 years. So I think he knows something about women. And Dr. Glenn Depke, that you will have on your show. He has spent 25 years in naturopathic practice, Kim. What has he done?
What?
He has taken care of, he's put men into menopause. He puts his his naturopathic wisdom that,
Wow.
the two symptoms that he says women should have going through menopause. I can no longer conceive, and I no longer have periods, and nothing else. And he's made it happen. 6 of his patients are going to be in the book. So, I mean, this is going to be a game changer for women. And don't worry, men, the next one after that in fall of 2024 is going to be real men are aware. It's going to be muscular and everything else. But reach out to me at drjody.com. You can find us. We changed our name because you were lovely to coach me on that. Our YouTube channel is Healthopedia 365. It's every day. You can find us on Instagram, Healthopedia 365. Stay alive. And what I know, it is something about energy. Energy is something because we only have a finite amount. Being
Mm.
able to conserve energy and do it throughout your day, because as I said in my book, oh, I got to go back. Look at
You
those.
know what? I'm going to move that out. It's doing its own thing. But Mackenzie's helping me backstage, which I really
Yes,
appreciate. But I'll
yes.
get that. That's my family that was in the process of when dealing with some battles and things that it was highlighted in a magazine. But I'm going to
Oh,
pull that off. That's not our topic for today. But go ahead
no,
and carry on with what you're saying.
but it is our topic today because that's family. Look how connected you are. Look at that Jacob and that fine family. That's just, everybody, Frank and Ivan, they're all there. To me, that's what it's all about. That connectivity. That's what you remember in that social pillar. And you can only connect as well, Kim, that you actually have the energy to do it. So it really begins your daily micro living will create your macro life. Your macro
That's
life
right.
that you have this big vision and mission. When you're healthy, you can do anything. That's why I know Ivan, I told him he could steal my tagline. Health isn't something you do. It's what you become along life's journey. It's what you
That's
become in life's journey. So I end with this, Kim, because my quote that's pretty well adopted right now. And it says, when you take care of you in your world first, the world around you is empowered forever. So do your self care. When you take care of you, it's all about you and you in relationship, getting results with enthusiasm, attitude, and love. It's all
mm.
about you in relationship. And when you take care of you and yourself first, the world around you is empowered forever. And as you would say, it's one household at a time. So, you know how I cut off now? I don't say just have a healthy day. I say, and have a healthy healthopedia kind of day.
I love that even more.
How
Have a healthy healthopedia kind of day. Listen, Dr. Jody BAER is someone that you want to stay connected with for life. Once you connect with her, you definitely will be connected for life because she pulls you in. She's a great connector of people. She supports everyone's endeavors and she believes in what she's teaching and preaching and living by example. She herself is transformed her own life. So I mean, you've lost how many pounds total yourself?
no, actually, I've never been overweight, but
That's right.
that's
You told me that before. It's
that's
not
okay.
that you've been overweight, but you've helped so many other people lose.
1.1 million pounds of toxic fat lost. But I've overcome being paralyzed from the shoulders on down. You've heard
I
that story.
remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was broadsided by a Lincoln Continental. My next waking moment, Kim, I was face down in a surgical halo. But my mother, you see, it's that hope, that mother's love said to me, Jody, in her Norwegian accent, Jody, the doctors only see what they see. They don't know who you are. And that's with others in that relationship that we go through at these holidays. They only see what they see. You know who you are.
That's
And
right.
then I too had a situation with stage 4 cancer.
That's right.
Why? Because I was overworked and overwrought, and I was thinking too much of others. You know that with 5 kids, the stress that you had with Gabe, and no parent should ever have to lose a child. Come on. And I was the sole support of my sons being world-class athletes. No money came in except for moi. That was a big, hairy deal. And I lost track of those rituals, that the process, so to speak. I knew what it was. And then one day, It came on me because everyone has cancer cells. 1 out of 2 people will get cancer in their lifetime. 1 other. All right. So you don't have
One
to
out
worry.
of two.
Yeah, 1 out of 2. Used to be 1 out of 5. It's 1 out of 2. So guess what? I've had it. So Kim, you're off the hook. Okay. So what did I do? I went into me and my world because no expense is worth my health. I went through my retirement. I really did because I look at pictures from there. I look older then, 22 years ago than I do now.
You look marvelous. You look marvelous. And the age that you are, which I don't reveal other people's ages, I'm 53, but the age that you
69
are
and
is,
3/4, 7/8.
huh?
It's 69 and 7/8. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
and when you see in February, when you see those memes go around, you see Dr. Jim being 73 in a Speedo and me in a meme in my bikini. Come down to Boca. You want to know what we do? Come see what we do so you can get what we have. And you can
Oh
get
my
what we
goodness.
got. That's the name of the game. But back to the situation that I had with melanoma that traveled to my breast. Okay. But it didn't travel any further because I got a hold of myself and my world. I'm going to tell that story because I got so others driven, ladies. We get so others driven. You don't even realize when you're exhausted, you know, you're already in burnout. And so, yes,
It's already late at that point. So it's
it
like,
is
no,
so
you got a
late.
lot of catching up to do then.
And you're like Glenn Depke says, he said, men have it a lot easier because women have bear children. They do this, they do that, they work, they do volunteer, da, 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 da. And we don't even realize our plates are so full until one of them crashes. And you think, oh, I'm doing it until the word stands for whoa. I had my whoa moment.
That's right.
But I came back and I've never forgotten it. So I'm going to share that story because the team has asked me to. So there'll be stories, there'll be the process, but you be the process, be in Boca. It will be a game changer. And Kim, we're going to talk after the fact that you can be with us too, because you're such a game changer for everyone. Kim, I love you. We need to end with this. We've done this before, but put your hand over your heart and you can feel your pulse now, can't you? And
Yes.
then take your left hand, put it over your
I'm holding the phone with my other hand. So
Okay, gotcha. But you put it over your right hand and your pulse becomes stronger. Why? Because we need each other. We need each other. I need you and you need me. So, guess what? Together, we can do this one household, one life at a time. Much honor to you, Kim. Thank
much
you for
honored.
allowing me to share and be your friend.
I'm so honored, and I know we've talked a lot, but I just want to say thank you, Dr. Jody BAER, for who God created you to be, and you do make a difference on this earth.
Thank you.
And so continue to salt the earth, and don't let your light get dimmed for any reason. I just thank you for who you are. I thank you for who you are and what you bring to the world. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you. And if you spot it, you got it.
Listen, everyone. If you spot it, you got it. When we come back, I want to just put at least the first thing up to let you know that we're going to be talking about some things on how to deal with house guests that are arriving at your home over this holiday season. We're going to take this commercial break. Dr. Jody's carrying on with her day during the commercial break. You're going to be getting out of here, and we're going to keep it moving and talk about how to handle holiday guests and how to avoid some holiday drama.
Ciao
Right
for
after this break.
now.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. All right. We'll be right back. All right, everyone. We are back here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I'm so excited that Dr. Jody BAER, our episode sponsor, was able to pop in today. Let me just make sure you know again that you can stay connected with Dr. Jody BAER at 800-820-0584. You can visit drjody.com, and you can also make sure that you look up drjod.com/healthopedia-florida-event. For those that are also the podcast listeners, you do not want to miss that event. It is going to be healing. It's going to be uplifting, it, bonding. You're going to get some type of clear understanding, even just with your own things that you're dealing with, and just a chance to get away and be able to have those moments where you can remove yourself from everything and have clarity of thought. Sometimes we just don't even have clarity of thought to be able to know how to deal with different situations because we're so busy. We don't get that moment to just say, okay, I'm here, I'm in the moment. It's exclusive to what I'm here for, and I'm going to get everything that I came to get. So make sure you're at the Healthopedia Florida event. Thank you so much, Dr. Jody BAER. All right, listen, we're going to talk about how to have holiday guests that come to your home, and what are some things that you need to officially do to prepare for that. Number one, you want to make sure that you know when they arrive. When will they arrive? And when are they going to be going? When are they going to be going back home, right? So you want to have that information and understand it up front and in advance, so that way you're able to prepare accordingly. You're not sitting there guessing or wondering, and you're like, I don't know how long this is going to be. Are they just staying for the week, for 3 days? You want to have an idea, and not that you have to do it in a rude way, but you just want to say, when do you all plan to arrive, and when is going to be your departure time? Just something basic. It doesn't have to be so deep or in your face or abrupt. Then you also want to know, you want to be able to know what types of foods they may be interested in. Different people like different things. So you want to have in advance, so you're not having to run around the whole time that your guests are fully present there and spending that time having to grocery shop. You'll be able to know what it is that they actually enjoy eating. And even maybe what some of their allergies are. It's nothing worse than you going and spending your money on something and stocking a fridge, and at the end of the day, it's something that they can't even eat. So if they have a nut allergy, or they have a certain fruit or vegetable allergy, you want to know those things. You want to find out from them in advance if they're allergic to shellfish, if they're allergic to certain foods. Get all of that information so that when you're purchasing things, some people don't eat pork, some people only eat turkey bacon, and or whatever it is. Find it out in advance and make sure that you are able to provide your guests with a great experience. The other thing is making sure that you assign what dish people will bring for the gathering. Now, you may have, you may say, okay, well, I'm doing the turkey, I'm doing the fish, and you're doing this, and bring that. I want you to be responsible for the desserts. Whatever you want someone to bring to an event, be clear about what it is that you want them to bring. Don't just leave it vague. Oh, bring whatever you want, because then you're going to have 2 or 3 people bringing the same thing. That does not make sense. So you want to make sure that you give people, okay, I'm looking for somebody to bring the greens. You're African American, the collard greens, right? And I heard my sister talk about something earlier. Somebody said something about some chitlins. Okay, I'm not interested. I saw that one time where somebody was cooking them, and I was like, I thought it was some sheets or something. I was like, what in the world is that? That's some dingy looking sheets. But it wasn't. It was food. It was chitlins. I was like, oh my goodness. No, thank you. No, thank you to the chitterlings. Okay. So if you may be a person that loves chitlins, but you all can determine who's bringing what dish. If it's going to be stuffing, is it going to be homemade? Is it going to be boxed? Are you going to be doing the beets and slicing them, or whatever, whatever, cranberry, whatever it is that you want brought to your food celebration event, then make sure you specify that and give people a chance to bring those items or sign up for them. Anybody in the audience, you can let me know if there are any things. I love you guys too, Dayron, and all of you that are tuning in. Happy holidays to you. And this is just talking about, hey, everybody, talking about how specifically we want to handle our holiday guests. This isn't just for Thanksgiving or Christmas, but any holidays when people are coming in and you know that they're going to be coming in for a special holiday occasion. These are just some tips that I believe can help you. And the tips that I'm giving you all, just so you know, are coming. You can take the comment down, Mackenzie, but the tips that I'm giving you all are tips from my book, Extreme Balance Makeover. And you can get an e-copy of that book for only $3.99 right there on Kim Jacobs Show Shopify page, the kimjacobsshow.com. And if you would like any of the books that I've either collaborated in or I've written, this one with Extreme Balance Makeover, there are the tips that I share when I served as the NBC affiliate, their balance expert. So I would come on weekly and share tips. So what I did was compile those tips and put them into the book, Extreme Balance Makeover, Better Solutions, Better Focus, Better Life. And I'll be happy to autograph it and send you a copy with the shipping is already included and everything, but I'd be happy to send that to you as well in the mail. So let me know if you want to get a copy of that right there at kimjacobsshow.com. All right. So that's where I'm getting these tips from that I wrote here on how to handle your holiday guests. Okay. All right. So making sure too that we already talked about how to bring the different, and this makes them much more organized. When you bring a specific dish, then you can do a checklist to say, okay, that's covered, that's covered. I got the beverages covered. I have the ice covered. I have the meat. I have the vegetables, the sweets, whatever. It gives you a chance to really have a full menu, and it identifies who's bringing it. And some people just refuse. They like, look here. If such cooking something, they'd be like, I'm not eating that right now. I don't like that. Some people just don't like certain things, and you can't force people to eat something that they don't like, or they may know that they have an allergy to it, especially if it has nuts and stuff on it that they can't have. And tell me in the comment section too, what are some things that you and your family have during Thanksgiving, during Christmas dinners that people really enjoy? What are some of the actual items that people love, and what are some I am not eating that, and I'm not gonna have any parts of it. For me, the chitlins, I already said no thank you. No thank you to the chitlins. All right. Also, you want to make sure that you provide a warm, inviting room for your guests. I would always recommend that you stock it with some type of towels and soap and fragrance the room, making sure it smells decent. Now, some people hate heavy scents, so just something mild and light and airy that you can fragrance it with is what I would recommend as well. As far as any type of experience that you have, you want it to be fun. You want it to be that you're making memories, not that it's such a humdrum experience that is torture that someone's coming to visit you during the holiday season. That just totally defeats the purpose. So the goal is to make fun memories with you and your family, and enjoy the time together. Any comments that's coming in from the studio audience? I would love to pop some of them up. Okay, what did I don't even have my glasses on. Let me see here. Oh, we get off-brand everything. Okay, so that's interesting that you're saying that. So when you go grocery shopping, you just go and get off-brand from like what different whole kind of food stores, or are you saying you just get off-brand at your regular grocery store? Type that and put it in the comment section. Tell me more, Mackenzie. I see you saying everything is so expensive. Yeah, there are times when I went to the store recently and I leave with like 2 bags and I've spent $100. I'm like, what? I was like, did I leave a bag? I'm looking around. I'm like, did I leave one back behind the register, ma'am? It's so crazy how everything is so expensive right now. And so I do understand. Yes, great value is what you're saying. I agree with you. Any other comments? Great value. The goal is to make memories. Yes, it is. That's the goal. If you all are making memories when your family and your friends are coming in, then guess what? You are doing the right thing. That's what it's all about. And you can do activities that people like and enjoy, and you can come up with a list of those activities in advance and say, okay, so we want to go bowling. We want to go definitely make sure that we are taking the time to If it's warm in your area, we're taking the time to go fishing or swimming or doing some what are those things that you can do? Castle building, when you're building castles on the sand and on the beach, and different things, just to make sure that you're having some fun family time. But I would recommend that you officially plan those things in advance too, because things get booked up and lanes get booked, and you're like, well, you have to do it on a different day. If you know you're going to the movies, what movie, what time, giving people the courtesy of knowing this is what the plan is for our activities, and giving people the chance to give input too, not just you planning everything and then they don't get a chance to have any say and everything's already scheduled for them. That totally defeats the purpose. All right. Anybody else have any special thoughts regarding making family memories? Anything you and your family do that's fun, out of the box? Share some ideas, some thoughts. Anybody? Let me put this one up. So again, making family memories together. Whatever that looks like for you and your family, plan it in advance, talk about it, come up with a planned schedule of where you're going to be, what you're going to be participating in, and make sure everyone is in agreement so that it's not just like some people are just sitting off to the side and no one's enjoying that festivity. All right. And the other final thing that I'll say about having house guests for the holidays, and again, this came from my book, Extreme Balance Makeover. So you can get a copy right at kimjacobshow.com. And the other 3 books that are there are books that are international best-selling books. And I'm a collaborating author in those 3 books. This Is How I Fight My Battles is one. And that one, I'm talking about what lies beneath the surface. So many people, when we're in a battle, we only see what we allow each other to see on social media. But I actually go deeper to talk about what lies beneath the surface and the shrapnel and things associated with the battlefield. Rise Up, Women Who Lead Building Legacy. There are 33 authors in there, and I'm one of them. And their stories are game changers on how they're building and leading with legacy for their families. So you want to check that book out as well. I have copies I can ship to you and autograph. My chapter in there, my children really wrote that chapter from their hearts and talked about me being blessed as their mom, leading by example now. And the other one is Women of War, Peace in the Midst of the Storm. And in that book, I talk about birthing a messenger of hope. All right. The final thing I'll tell you about family, when it comes to family and celebrating and getting together, is making sure that you still honor and include your loved one. If whoever has passed away from your family and they've transitioned, I believe, to heaven, that's where I know my son is. That's where he lives. He lives in heaven. And so I have to get to heaven to be able to reunite with him. But at the end of the day, I include him in every aspect of my life on this earth. When I sign a birthday card or a Christmas card or whatever, I actually sign Gabe from heaven. Just right in his same place marker of all of my children. He would be 20 at this point. So he's right under Ivan. So after Ivan signs his name, we put Gabe from heaven. We also will just celebrate his birthday. We honor celebrating and including him in our family events. So just include your loved one in every aspect of your celebratory moments. I really hope that that will help someone too. Don't feel like, well, because they're not here, they can't be celebrated. All right. Well, I hope that that's helped. As far as family drama, y'all, I'll tell you just this is what I had to say about the family drama. Let me get to that page in my book. I'm going to go right to that page because I think this is helpful to somebody. First of all, know that we cannot change anybody else. All you can do is work on you and be who God created you to be. You're not going to be able to change another person. So if they are set on being whatever they're set on being, that is just something that's going to be beyond your control. But you have to ask yourself, why? In order to limit the amount of drama that you keep experiencing, it is necessary to ask yourself, why does this keep happening in my life, first of all, in the first place, regarding this person? Is something happening? If you and your sibling keep fussing, you need to ask, is it more important for you to be right, or is it better for you to keep the peace from your perspective? Even in life, we hear that life is 90% is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. That's a quote. It's 90% how we react. So how we're controlling ourselves makes a difference in the outcome sometimes of the situation. And then you may have to reduce access. If you know that every time you're in a situation with the person and it's just always going to be a blow up, then maybe limit the amount of time that you are in that person's presence. And it doesn't matter who the person is. Put a blank, fill in the blank, whoever that is, reduce some access. That's a thought. All right. And also just be honest. When you're dealing with people that bring a lot of drama with them, stick to the facts only. Do not start attacking the person's character or trying to put them in their place, because at the end of the day, you're not going to change them. You can talk about how something may have made you feel and the behavior of what's going on, but you cannot necessarily change what the person is going to do unless God changes them or unless they're making a conscious decision to accept what you're saying and changing themselves. Okay. But when people know that you are honest and open, they also know that you are telling the truth about the actual situation, that you're not out to harm them. Typically, people understand that you're focusing on the situation, not the person, or attacking their character. If you attack their character, it's going to blow up way worse than you could have ever imagined. And then also just making sure that we don't talk badly about even the person that we know is having the experience or the situation. Let's try to keep those, oh, did you realize that such and such and such and such, and all of that extra drama and bad mouthing each other turns into something that it escalates into more than it really needs to become. So love on the person, love on the people as much as you can. But if that loving isn't working and they are set to be antagonistic, remove yourself from the situation so that you can remain safe. And when appropriate, which I recommend within 24 to 48 hours, address the situation or the actual behavior is what I would think, not attacking the person. You make me sick. You don't do that, because that's going to cause some unnecessary repercussions. So I hope that the tips that were shared today from Dr. Jody BAER, our episode sponsor, let me put her information up again. Our episode sponsor, drjod.com. And you can go to drjod.com/healthopedia-Florida-event, or you can call her at 800-820-0584. And also, please make sure you know that your contributions to the Kim Jacobs Show are greatly appreciated. And there is no amount that is too small or too large that you can contribute to our broadcast so that we can continue to come on and bring balance to the world, one household at a time. I really hope that these tips have helped you today to be able to invite your guests in for the holidays and have just fun, mad fun, and really enjoy your family and create memories. And then I also hope that you'll tune in every weekday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here to the Kim Jacobs Show. But while God is in your heart and asking you to just, give a little something, feel free to give to $Kimjacobsinc if this show is helping you and your family in any way, shape, or form. Please make sure you donate. $Kimjacobsinc. And I love giving shout outs and saying thank you for your contribution to our broadcast. I'm also going to let you all know that coming up, we have Giving Tuesday. And if you're watching this broadcast and it's a different time, then that means that you're obviously watching a replay episode. And we still encourage you to participate, because you can do that. Any donations that you give to Gabe's Heart Foundation is going to be very helpful to helping us be able to complete our mission, which is to get defibrillators placed in public spaces where young people congregate. And the reason we want to do that is because we want to allow time for the paramedics to be able to get to a situation, and having portable defibrillators in place can really make a difference. So any increments, we have $9.50. Some people can give $95. Some people can give $9,500. Whatever it is that you can give to Gabe's Heart Foundation, I really want to make sure that you get a chance to give in one of the ways that we accept giving, and that's $Gabe's Heart, or you can donate to gabesheartfoundation.org, and there's a donate now button there. So we encourage you to give to Gabe's Heart Foundation. And also, if you have a story and you know that you've experienced sudden cardiac arrest, or you know someone else that has, or you're a physician, or you just have a story of someone that you know that has experienced this, please reach out to me right away, because we're going to be doing a live show on Giving Tuesday, and I would love to have either a video clip from you or have you come on and share for a brief moment your story regarding sudden cardiac arrest awareness or how to help save young people's lives. Please make sure you let me know, and we'd love to have you for our Giving Tuesday segment. All right. All right, well, that's today's episode. Somebody, okay, Daron said, hey, I'm sending something now. Check your Cash App. All right. Thank you so much, Daron. I can't check it. I'm on my phone. Let me see. I'm on my phone right this second, holding the phone during this episode. But I am so appreciative of whatever it is that you sent. So thank you for pouring into the broadcast. We greatly appreciate it. And anyone else that makes comments and put your comment there, we'll be shouting you out as well. All right, everybody. I hope that you have a fantastic holiday with your family. Tomorrow, I will be putting a video out of just some things I'm thankful for. And so check it out tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much for being here today. Any other comments that I need to pop up, Mackenzie? Let's see. I don't want to disregard anything. All right. Let's see. All right. If you're interested in advertising as well on the Kim Jacobs Show, you can email kimjacobsshow@gmail.com. All right, everybody. That's today's episode. Have a great
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show, and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you, and make it a great day.